I don't know why I did that. I meant to click this. 31. Come on, 31. There we go. And then left here will be 33. Right here is 32. Usually I do left first. And theoretically I could fix that. And there you go. Now, after that, I'm going to be showing you what I do when it comes to bone renaming. I have Glammeow here. Glammeow is the closest to what I need right now in both facials and bones. So what I want to do is I just click copy, I go find the one over here, go to the next one. This is basically what I do. Little less, you know, whoops. I'd prefer to click delete than click copy. You know, I can't be the only one that's like that. Anyways, copy. I have my specific set of everything. Like this is nose, this is the ears, and everything. And sometimes what I like to do is if there's multiple, just copy that part without the numbers and then paste. And then I go and I add the numbers myself. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I just click copy and paste, but since there's a third like ear bone, it's just easier to do it this way. So this is usually what I do. I will meet you back here after I have renamed like all of the bones.
What do we call this? What if we become?
Alright, now that I have done that, what I want to do usually is click the B and then merge to see if I messed up anywhere and I have like two bones that are named the same thing. But yeah, that is everything. So I'm just going to do this, click update, make sure everything's all good. And then that's the bones done. Now we work on facials. Now sometimes I either work on these first, like I have to do this because UV mapping is just way too hard for me to get it exactly, then it's just easier to do it this way. But also, so sometimes I also just go ahead and I do the facials first, like on here. Which is what I am going to do, because I am on a roll here. And I'm gonna keep this open because I am going to need these right here to make it easier. I'm terribly sorry, I don't know why, but I now have the hiccups. Anyways, I'm going to just show you my process on how I like do the facials themselves. So I'm gonna go ahead and just click this, say that. Usually I do this. Every once in a while I catch myself putting my numbers, the numbers in that I used to have for my username. And then usually it's facials. I put my name. And then I copy this usually to the other side. And then I update it again, you know. And then I save it, and then I rename that finally. And then what I usually do now is I just get rid of everything else except for the eyes or the mouth, depending on which one you do. And then for the eyes here, I separate it in the middle. And then usually, like right now, it's just going to be blank because I haven't done like the textures or anything, but usually it's eye 2. Nothing else changes. And then I rename these. Like, you can like say, like afterwards, after you've done everything, like, this is blink, this is smile, and this is, well, doubt, you know, or half close, or whatever you want it to be. But usually, I'm gonna go ahead and like do this, because I forgot to do this. I just do that, and I don't have to worry about that. And then what I also like to do afterwards is I just also update that, because, you know, changes. Then I'm going to click on index here, go here, and I'm going to put this one. This is like the material version, the materials. I remember doing a video of myself, you know, showing like what I do. I forgot to change the other one. Anyways, this is the one you just want to change, nothing else afterwards. Just do that. Click 0 and then change this to 1. But before you do that, I forgot to do this. Just do that. And then I want to show you this test. As you can tell, it's empty and everything. Then afterwards, notice it's there and everything now. This is usually how the facials work. And this right here allows you to be able to resize the model without messing with the facials. Now what I like to do is I like to clone said thing, and the bottom one just get rid of eye left, and then for the top one there, just get rid of eye right, so you just had left and right, and then you had just left, and then you had just right. And I'm just gonna update this again. I'm gonna change that again, and then I'm just gonna click save, and as you and then it just Untitled is back. And then I just go over to, you know, like my Perugly, and then I just add in the Untitled. So that's blink, smile, doubt, sadness, closed, and anger. Now after I do that, usually, then I just do this. By the way, the amount of facials you add, like this, because this is how I do it, you can do it your own way, varies very much depending on what creature or like what Pokemon you use. Because some don't actually have like the facials, and some have all the facials that I'm using here, and some do, and in fact they have extra. They have like one more. So while normally it ends at like I7 here, sometimes there's an I8. And a very good example of that is my Hoopa model, like the normal Hoopa model. And the same thing goes for the mouth as well. And then, as you can tell for this, I am going to go ahead and do this so that you see my process. And then I'm gonna go ahead and like do the mouth on my own. Anyways, this is what I do. This is the blink, a wink, wink right. You know, the drill here. This is, of course, the smile. Basically, the separation is for the separation of like the left and right eyes that I've shown you is basically for these two. And this is where everything differs. You can do this, as you can tell in some of my older models, I have done this. Is like, you can take and you just do doubt, this would be doubt left, this would be doubt right. But right now, I usually just delete those and move on. And this is, of course, like the sadness. And then I just delete those as well. This is the closed. And then I just do that. And then I remove those. And I go ahead, while I'm there, remove those as well. And this is Angie, of course. And then I usually go ahead and I do this again, just update. And then I save said like model. And then what I sometimes do is to make sure I get this right is I just go there just so I don't accidentally oversave, like save like over it. Anyways, I will meet you after I do the mouth facials. Sometimes, like, when it's like that, and like you can't really tell, what I like to do is I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Add alpha channel. You can use any art program, but GIMP is the best to use for this, at least in my opinion. So smile, smile big, sad, regret box, regret. Usually, I don't do that one. This one is the one that I want. And I just go ahead and I move this. And then basically I just check. Yep, there is a change, and I'm pretty sure there's a change for this too. I'm gonna go ahead and just do that. Okay, so what's that? Okay, so smile, smile big.
Can you see the stars align?
Okay, now that I've done that, I do not need this open anymore. And there we go. All the facials and stuff are done. Like the model part is basically done. I'll do this again, just to make sure. And then I fixed my version so I can now do this. Because before I was using a newer version where I didn't actually have to like do this. But yeah, just usually do this. And then I go here. Like, some of these, as you can tell, aren't like named or anything. And that's because I'm so like in the middle of adding English names to some of these. And mostly I just did the facials. And then this is the facials. And then like usually it's these two right here. And I'm okay with that. And now that's been fixed, I go over here to the English, and that's a grin, so this would be grin 2. If you have better names for what these are, then let me know. And this one I just say sad. And then I changed this one to regret box instead of like triangle, because this one right here is regret. So what about the one that's open? So regret open, or in this case regret box. And there we go. Basically the model part is done. I just say that over broadly, and then sometimes I do this again because I really want to make sure that nothing fucks up. Like I said, I'm going to deal with changing to putting this one, like basically, like I was going to do this one off screen, so that I will do off screen. But basically, since I'm already here doing this, I'll go ahead and I'll do this. And what you want to do is basically the same for every single one of them. To just check to make sure this matches pretty much. And then what I like to do is mouth 2, which is kind of like how I had it set up there. And then this one is the big grin. This one's a little easier to manage since all you have to do is just pick it up and you see that little dot. That means it's like the center of the image. And sometimes, sometimes you just have to check, basically, and then mouth 3, you know. Mouth 4 had already been done because that was something I checked, and I can save that. Like, you could have figured that out like first beforehand. And then for this, you know, you mirror that, and then I go over here. Or well, the center here, I usually now have it over here, and then I go up here to move it down or up depending on what needs to be done. And then I changed it to the image size, and then I mirror that, merge that down, make a double, you know. And then I switch that back. And then this is my 5, of course, which is Regret Box. And then this one, I then move up. It's very simple, like the way it was before. You just gotta move it up, make sure it matches and everything. And then that is mouth fix done. So the mouth bit is done and everything. If you want to know why it's like cut off at the end, I have it to where my my hotbar is hidden because I don't want y'all to see something like not. I don't want y'all to see the VC face that I have open. Anyways, the mouth done, and then I can do the same thing for the eyes. I don't know why I still have this. Go away. And since I don't need these open anymore either, I can delete those too. There we go. And basically this is the same as kind of like what I did with the mouth, except there's a little bit of a difference here. So blink, smile, doubt, sadness, pose, anger. I'd always do that. And I'm basically just going to show you what I do. Some models are a little harder to do like this, but I usually match these up as close as I can. Like, if you can't do that and like all of this is like covered, but there's like usually some sort of like indication on like where things go for these indications here too, not just like at the edges. And as you can tell, like nothing's changed except for like this bit here. And then usually, unlike the mouth, I usually do this like as I go. So this right here is like I2, and this is where it basically differs. I match this up here, and then sometimes if I can, I'll match it up here. And then as you can tell, like, yeah, sure, this changed, but none of these changed here. Whoops. And then I flare, then I mirror it, but I don't do anything. I just go ahead and like move on to the next one, and this is basically the process. Like the next one here won't need to be mirrored and everything. So I will meet you back here once I get done with this. Sometimes I mess up. Alright, now this could be eye sticks. Alright, now that I have all of my facials done, I want to leave that open temporarily. Just go back here. And then I'm just gonna update this one more time. I want to click test model, and I want to show you. Like here's blink right, as you can tell, it's now like that. And then it's like, you see, and the mouse and everything. So that lesson. And that got a little bit weaker, you know. Anyways, this is how the facials usually go and everything. And with that, I am going to do the middle bit off screen, but that is basically the gist of like the model and everything. And I'm gonna save it again. Anyways, that is basically your model done. I will meet you back here once I find a model that is bipedal, which probably will be Gabite if no one does anything before I get there. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Goodbye! Oh yeah, I forgot to do this. You know how I did the knot spot here? Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that here. There we go. Also, by the way, I transform view. I did go ahead and I figured it out, and then I just did that. There could be some works to be done, but anyways, this is basically the gist of the model. Now it's actually a finished model, and I finally remembered. This is one of the few things where I got my model, or the knot spa that I use. Come on, stupid computer. Dare tell me. I don't know if you guys can see that at all, like in the video, if that even did anything, but basically there's that, and I just went to like the MD mall, and basically these are the bases that I got the Nana Spa from. So if you want to, you can credit Kasha Hainu. She hasn't uploaded like anything in like a really long time. But regardless of the fact that, yeah, there you go. There you go. You can do that. Anyways, now it's officially goodbye. Have a good night.